Alrighty, boys, I figured I need to share this one with you because whenever someone buys something brand new, they feel like they could rock and roll. And you are wrong, my friend, if that's what you're thinking. Because once I thought the same thing, and boy, was I wrong. Anyways, so we got a brand new trailer. The point of this video is to help out you hotshotters out there. We got a brand new trailer. And look what we got ourselves here. A new trailer, nothing to worry about, just keep trucking, right? Wrong. You are wrong, my friend. These manufacturers are getting cheaper and cheaper. They'll gain on one and they'll lose on another, and I gotta give credit where it's due. Like, they used to really suck at painting these things. Now they got their paint down, okay? Their paint is nice and solid, but other things are being cheaped out, you know? So, here we go. A brand new gooseneck. What do you want to look for? Okay? So, what do when I bring in my gooseneck? I have my guys get under here and inspect everything. First things first, get this thing up in the air and get under there, okay? And I mean, don't go under there looking stupid and staring at steel. There ain't nothing wrong with this brand new shiny steel. I'm talking about the electrical. Like, for example, this trailer. Let me show you. Oh, man. Where's that? You see those little butt connectors? They used to be like these female and male, ends. And now they're just butt connectors. Well, those things were crimped, but they were not shrunk. So someone didn't take the time, and I'm lying. One end out of 4 ends on that thing, I think it was the whole trailer, that were not heat shrunk. So they clipped them. Let me get under here, get it out of here without hurting myself too bad. So they squeezed the butt connector, but they never heated it. It seems like they just went through it because 1 end out of 4 were only shrunk. Well, what's going to happen when salt and dirt gets on this side and the other 2 sides? You're going to have electrical problems. Simple, right? That wiring goes to these brakes. Now you're going to be missing brakes. Now you're going to be endangering other people's lives. I know, Paul, quit being all this crazy. No, I'm serious. Brakes are no joke. Especially on a long trailer like this. You need them brakes and you need them to work well. So, for the ignorance of the manufacturer, you, the consumer, are going to be suffering, and Lord forbid, knock on wood or whatever you believe, end yourself in a lawsuit because some brainless person, and I mean brainless, didn't care. Well, question be asked, why should he? He just needs to pump these bad boys out and just go, 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 right? That's what the manufacturer needs to do. Well, they did their job. Now you do yours. Save your rear end. Spend 10 minutes. That's all you got to do, boys. Spend 10 minutes inspecting your new trailer. This is a very important video for you boys buying those new trailers. When this thing is in the air, inspect the little dinky stuff, okay? Butt connectors. See the way they got the wire running. Make sure you got enough room. Make sure you're enough wire. Make sure it's not too tight, like this wire. It's just fine, but if it was any tighter, I'd be concerned because it's... Guys, I apologize every video because I freaking suck at videos. Like, that is a sharp edge. This is fine, you know? But if it was any tighter, I would be concerned. Just use common sense. And once you're done with these little nitpicking things and how the wires are and what's where, get into the meat and potatoes or whatever you want to call this trailers, the suspension. I mean, these guys are going so cheap they won't even give you a greaser here. Not that it's going to help you a whole lot, but hey, gets you further than no greaser. Typically, these bolts have greasers. Well, these guys didn't. So now your equalizer doesn't have any grease in there because I highly doubt the manufacturers took half a second to throw some grease in that before they put the bolt through. Inspect your bearings. Trailer's in the air. Doesn't cost you a lot of time, guys. When your trailer's in your shop or a shop that could easily do this for you, it's cheap. It's free. Consider it free. When you're on the road, ooh, big bucks, big time wasted. Do your bearings. Also, when you're pulling, and I am very strict about this, no new trailer is going to leave anywhere until we inspect. So from the dealership that sold us this trailer to the yard, first thing I come out and I check these hubs. Gives me a good indication. One trailer, I don't know what they did. I think they licked the finger, shoved it in some grease and greased their bearings and said, well, this is one way we're going to conserve grease. I mean, I almost lost a hub going from the dealership to my yard, and it was that bad. So inspect the plate of your bearings, but that's not it. Make sure you're not running hot. Bust these caps off. Make sure you have plenty of grease in there. Leave this cap empty of grease. You don't need that much grease. Too much grease heats it up. Not enough grease heats it up. Not enough will heat it up a lot more than over greased, but over grease leads to something else as your seal in the back starts leaking. So make sure these things are nice and cool when they're running. You know, once the guy hooks up the first time, there's limited people in my company that hook up to brand new equipment. Why? I'm talking trucks and trailers. Why? Because they need to be very sensitive, and it's always something. It's always something new and something that they never expected to happen. So always touch your hubs. You're pulling a load, you're pulling empty, you come to a stop. First few times, get some kind of relationship established with this trailer. Know that those hubs are not running hot. So anyways, just trying to help you out, boys. Hopefully none of you are annoyed. But something else very important, once I'm done with these hubs, I got to share it with you because I lost a lot of money and time on it. So these hubs, make sure they're greased right. Use high-end grease. Just because Napa says chassis and bearing grease, don't use that junk, guys. That's going to cost you so much money. Use high-end grease. Keep it simple. Now, this doesn't guarantee jack, but you guys get what I'm trying to say. Go into your automotive store and ask them for the best grease they have. That tube of grease, you know, 10, 15 bucks, whatever they're going to charge you. Tell them you want the best grease, but don't tell them most expensive. Tell them the best grease they have. Typically, what I was trying to say, the most expensive grease should be the best, but that's not the case. What do I use? I use the high-end, top-of-the-line Schaefer stuff, but not everyone has access to that. I'm not saying Schaefer's is best all end all type of deal. Mobile and all these oil companies make good greases, decent greases. So make sure you're using a synthetic high-end grease. Very important. It's gonna go from a difference from I can't hold my hand here any longer to what the heck? I just drove for 10 hours and this thing's still cool. Well, that's pretty fancy. No joke, that's the difference. So anyways, heat kills stuff. He kills trucks, he kills everything. Anyways, so in this case, what's acceptable, what's not? In the summer, when you're loaded well, and some hubs are hotter than other, if you can put your hand on here and it's toasty, that's not a problem. You know, I'm talking about a hot summer, you're well loaded, you're just pulled off the freeway. You got your hand on here and it's toasty, that's not a problem. What's a problem is you get your hand on it, it's a little too toasty for you to hold that hand there much longer than 5 seconds or so, you know? So you guys understand that it's fine if they get warm and hot, like toasty, but not sizzling hot. Not like you can't hold your hand any longer. You know, if you come up here and say, hey, this thing's hot, but it's not that hot, you're fine. If it becomes sizzling hot, pull over and do something. Stop, do something. I mean, go buy a grease gun and some high-end grease and put a jack under the axle. Get this thing in the air, guys. Don't just grease it in a dead spot. You're going to push out the seal. While this thing's spinning, grease it a little. Cool off your bearings. Anyway, something that cost me a lot of money and the manufacturer wouldn't do a darn thing about it. It was a month after I bought a brand new trailer and the U-bolts went missing. Pretty much the nuts on these things go missing. And I lost an axle and the manufacturer wouldn't do anything about it. So, first time I'm knocking on Big Tex. Big Tex said it's your fault for being dumb and not doing inspections. People make errors, but something like lug nuts, U-bolts need to be torqued. And they definitely were not torqued. So that's something else you guys need to watch them U-bolts for. Come in and make sure they're nice and snug and properly torqued for the size of U-bolt you're running there. So I understand the whole axle bearing thing is I believe that's a Dexter thing since Big Tex runs Dexter. But yeah, guys, that's it. That's all I have to share with you guys. Don't be lazy. Your laziness is what costs you so much time and money. Your laziness is what's going to get you just overall in life. Be smart. You know, there's a saying, early bird gets the worm or whatever. Yeah, that's with a grain of salt. Be smart. Work hard to get somewhere in life. Anyways, may the Lord bless you and may y'all have a mighty fine day. Ciao, bye.